Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's the Pre-Avengers here, guys, and welcome back to another Marvel Future Fight video. And today we're breaking down and looking at our first impressions for the brand new Sinister 6 kind of update here with Green Goblin, Dr. Octavius, and Kraven the Hunter, brand new uniforms, and many great quality of life changes. We got a lot to talk about, so let's get straight on into it. But before we get into the video, guys, I want to apologize. I did not have time to make a patch notes video. I normally do. This time, unfortunately, we're going to have to skip out on it. I'll make sure in the future try and make more time for it. But yeah, we were busy. We had personal things going on, so we didn't have time to make it. But that just means that this video will be a little bit longer because we got a lot more to talk about since we didn't get to talk about it in the patch notes. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. So let's get straight on into this. So, obviously, like I just said, Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Kraven the Hunter got brand new uniforms. You should know this by now from the sneak peeks, and this is basically what they look like, except for Kraven. I am going to be personally skipping Kraven. I've heard that he's not great. I've heard that he's basically only a support for Green Goblin in ABX, and any other Sinister 6 characters like Doc Ock. So I'm going to skip on him because I don't need him, and I want to save the rest of my crystals for other uniforms that I do need for when the anniversary comes out. But we did go ahead and buy Green Goblins and Dr. Octavius. We already had Doc Ock at Transcended. We had Green Goblin at level 60, but we got him up to tier 3 today. So we'll have a video out on him for ABX coming very soon. And as always, we'll have our rotation guides. And we'll get into that more later on. And our evolution videos coming out soon as well. But what else came with this update? We know we got 3 new uniforms, and we'll be able to play them right now, but we need to talk about something before we play with them in the little room, and that is the skill combo guide, which is a quality of life change that I can't actually show you by clicking on there. But basically what it is when you go to preview a character, like I'm about to right now with Kraven, it'll give you the option of practice combo. And basically what that is it teaches you their rotation. Now, these aren't always perfect. Some of them are very wacky. But you see how it says I failed there is because I didn't time it right. I had to wait for the third skill. I had to wait for the fifth skill to play a little bit more to get the maximum amount of damage. So this is a great addition for new players especially because it teaches them that you can't just button mash all the time unless you're playing with G. You have to actually do these rotations to get plenty of damage. So if you actually wait for it, like it says, I don't know why I didn't catch it that time. Maybe you have to reset it. But it also shows you the transcended one as well. So it tells you when to hit them. It tells you when to time them and everything. My timing is terrible right now. But it's a very awesome addition. It's not going to be useful for everyone, but it's still awesome. There you go. Now we got the success from actually paying attention there. But you can also go out of this and go back to just the normal room as well. But it is like a total different room with the practice. You can't even move around. It's literally just there to teach you the skill rotations. Now, so what does this mean? So first of all, you can rely on these if you'd like. For newer characters, everyone's probably going to rely on these. And then once they figure out like their play styles and they see a better rotation, they'll probably go with that one. But like I said, there are some characters that it is a little off. It's not perfect. It's not the exact rotation. So like if I pull up tier 4 Namor here, once I find him, they do the right rotation, but they are missing a skill. So when they go to teach you, they have you do 5, and then delay, of course, then 4, and then 3, which is the right rotation, except you want to be doing the 2 before all that, so you can get in that heal and the extra bonuses that come with it. So like I said, it's not perfect, it's not the exact rotations, but it is really good for new players and when new characters come out. So it's a great addition. But what does this mean for our rotation guide videos? Honestly, at first I was like, oh, maybe this means I don't have to do them anymore. But then I saw that they aren't perfect like we just saw with Namor. So I thought, you know what? I'll still make the videos for you guys because you guys love them and I love making them. I think it's still very useful. And like I said, since these aren't all perfect, I want to make sure that I give you guys the best ones that you can get for your characters when you go to use them. So yeah, because like this rotation right here is very questionable, going in like using the fourth that quick, but it you know, actually no, that rotation was right. But like Namor is the best example I can find. There was so many others that I heard about, but Namor is the best I can find where you do want to implement that second skill. So we'll continue to make our rotation guide videos, unless you guys don't want them anymore. But otherwise, we're going to keep making them, even though these basically show you all the rotations you need. But like I said, it might be a little off sometimes, so I think it will be still beneficial for us to keep it going. But yeah, for the most part, they're right. I mean, look at this. They got the Iron Man 3, 4, 5 perfectly here. And they even have a couple, they have the tier 4 implemented ones as well. So yeah, it's perfect. It's a great quality of life change. Very underrated, in my opinion. Now let's go ahead and go play around with these other characters that we were talking about. They just got new uniforms. They've also made it a lot easier to change characters here. There's a little button instead of like a tab at the top. But here we got Kraven the Hunter. He looks so cool, guys. I mean, I think I'm looking at like a green arrow when I see this. If you know DC at all, but we'll take a look at his first skill here. It's pretty cool. A little basic, but it does. I like that little flare at the end with like the fire and like kind of like cloth that's like burning. The second skill, he just throws a spear, but I do like how it just continues to go on forever, and it's just gonna go up all the way off the screen, which I think is really funny to play around with. His third skill here, he pops like this mist, and then a bunch of spears come out. You know, it's Kraven, so he's going to have a lot of spears. His fourth skill here, more spears, and then he pounds down, but then he like brings out this laser out of his chest, which is insane. That's a pretty cool skill animation there. Then his fifth skill, he drops his web thing, kind of like the net that he has. He used to just have that type of skill. And he did get a Transcended with Rhino and Lizard. So yes, Rhino and Lizard got Transcendence, if you were wondering. They're not going to be useful for anything because they're just not good. But maybe we do get uniforms for them in the future. That'd be pretty sick. Now, I don't want to rush things along too much, but we're going to have many videos for this update and lots of things to talk about. And I also don't want to make this video too long. So we're going to continue on here with Green Goblin. And his third skill looks so cool. This Carnage Goblin combo, I'm loving. The second skill, he even has like the blades in his hand. He makes his hands into like these blades and starts cutting around. And then his first skill here, he also just starts pounding the ground everywhere. We're going to quickly turn that back on because we do not want any notifications come up in the middle of the video. His fourth skill here, he throws around all these bombs and they just go around blowing up everything as he's flying around, dealing damage. His fifth skill is very similar to that, but this time like they explode immediately on impact, and he's just kind of sitting there. Then his tier 3 is probably my favorite. I love the audio, so I'm going to stay quiet right here for it so you can hear it. All right, hopefully you guys could hear that. If not, you will be able to hear it in my evolution video because I'm going to add that in. But he's basically laughing, and I just love it. He laughs like over and over again, gets this evil laugh like, finally, it's my time to shine. And he gives me a lot of nostalgia because if you have seen other videos on this channel, like the Lego Marvel Superhero game, he always has his iconic laugh in the game. So I immediately think of that. And you could probably think about it from other shows and whatnot too. And in the comics, he always has this type of laugh. Obviously, you can't hear it, but that is Green Goblin's iconic laugh, and I just love it. And the animation is just amazing too. He's got like all these bombs and stuff flying and blades around with him as more Carnage symbiote comes out of the ground. It's insane. His animations look beautiful, and he looks beautiful. And it definitely applies in game because he is insane for ADX. Then we get to Doc Ock, the brand new tier 4. And not gonna lie, I was interested to see what they did with his character model because I thought it looked really weird. But it fits, you know, it looks fine. He looks great. Much more colorful than I thought he was going to be. And he does look like this just evil, mad scientist. It's awesome. Giving me a little bit of MODOK vibes. But his skills are definitely different from MODOK. He whips around the tentacles everywhere. Then his third skill here, he pounds them right at you. And it has like these little lightning bubbles that come up, which is awesome. Second skill here, he's moving so fast that you see like the wind rush by when he's doing it. And his fourth skill is so cool. He like gets this super charge up and just starts going bananas on you with his machine, along with his fifth skill where he has all his tentacles come out. He goes under the ground, which is very creative, and then they all pop up. Very similar to the old uniforms from the No Way Home. His Transcendence stays basically the exact same, except now it's a different character model, so it looks a lot different. It kind of reminds me of from the Matrix, like the alien things, when he flies like that, like just moving around that with the tentacles dragging behind him. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, if you've seen the Matrix or not, but that's exactly what it reminds me of. And it looks so funny. especially with all the other characters around. Let me take a look at his tier 4 here. It's just a buff, but it does have a cool animation with all this tech around him, showing him all the data and everything that he needs to see. I've heard that his tier 4 skill got changed a little bit in a patch that happened, and apparently he's not looking as good as he was. I'm not going to personally tier 4 him. I'm just going to get him to level 80. So we'll have to see. I'll let you know what more that I hear, but so far I'm hearing that Doc Ock is hopefully going to be good at level 80. There hasn't been that many tests. We unfortunately got shafted, or not shafted, but unlucky. We only got 25% out of the 2 World Boss Legends that we've done. So we still have to wait 2 more days to get level 80 and do that review. But I've heard that at 70 he's all right. And we're going to see how he does at level 80. That'll truly determine how good he is. But that is because of the tier 4 changes, it's not looking as good as it was. And in general, it just wasn't looking great. So we're going to see how he can compare, because he's going to have a lot of competition, especially with Namor and Venom and Moon Knight. It's a loaded category of combats and even combat supervillain. So let's see how he does. As far as Green Goblin, apparently in World Boss Legend, he's all right. He's not the best, obviously, because of level 80s and tier 4s. But apparently he is some of the few, like Miss Marvel, who can take on certain stages at just level 70. So that's cool. And ABX, he absolutely crushes it. Great ABX character, and I'm happy I picked him up because I need his speed villain really bad. So yeah, he's going to be your best speed villain option. And then Kraven is just a support for these Sinister 6 characters. So if you're planning on tier 4 and Doc Ock, you might want support from Kraven. Or if you're going to run Green Goblin ABX all the time, you might want support from Kraven. And like I said, I would get him, but like I said, I want to save for the anniversary. But those are 3 uniforms. That's what they look like. Those are the skills. That's what I've heard on how good they are and what they're useful for. No PvP value at all from any of them. And like I said, Kraven's damage is a little lackluster, so he's not really going to give you anything in PvE either. But then let's get into the other quality of life changes, because we do have 2 more to talk about that are huge, 3 more to talk about that are huge. And I feel like a lot of people didn't take them well with the patch notes, because the patch notes didn't really explain them enough. And I think now that it's dropped in the update, people are much more excited than before. But there still are some that have no idea what's going on. So I'm going to break it down for you here. So the quality of life changes that we got is starting with the obelisks. The obelisks have now gotten a brand new, not a brand new, but multiple brand new options that you can get. Many new options, in fact, that we're going to have to take a look at here. Hold on, let me go on to a actual, there we go. So we take a look here. There we go. I was trying to find it. So there have been a couple new changes. Now, I'm not going to go through all of them because there is a lot of new ones that they added, but there's 2 huge ones that you need to know about. And I'm not going to see it through here, am I? Okay, I'm going to have to go through the guide and find it. But there are 2 new ones, and they basically act as mini rages. Now, I'm not going to hype this up as much. I'm really excited about it, and I haven't tested it yet, and I've heard that it's good, but I also don't want to get too excited about it because I've heard that it may underperform if you don't get it to the max. And you know what? I'm not going to waste my time and actually go find them. I'm just going to show you them because I have re-rolled one right here. So it says below activation rate, 50% chance when attacking. Below that, it says increase basic damage by 0.8% per 1% of dodge rate, regardless of guaranteed dodge rate. So it basically acts as a mini rage. Now, the thing is that the highest it can go, I think, is 1%, that first number, and I have it at 0.8%. So I don't know how big of a difference it is, but everyone is saying that it does act as a mini rage. We're going to do a separate video on it to test more about it. But this is huge, guys, because characters like Doctor Strange and Venom, you can use anyone with a proc, really, but they're annoying to use with a proc. And that's why you're just like, okay, well, if you can't use them with a proc, then throw a rage on them. But not everyone has a bunch of rages sitting around. I mean, you guys just saw recently, I just got a rage for Jean, and I still need other rages for Thor, Venom, all these other characters, Captain America. But I don't have them just sitting around as I have that one sitting around. I don't just have a bunch sitting around. So getting these are very useful because then I can throw these onto these characters and they'll do better than with a proc and be easier to play. They might not be as good as if they had a rage, but they'll be better. And that's what we're going to test in a upcoming video as well. because there hasn't been that much testing on it, but that is the current rumor just by seeing what it does and how it behaves. So yeah, it's very interesting and a great change if they are way better than the procs, which I'm assuming they will be. And so it's not only just the dodge; it also is a increased basic damage. Instead of saying of dodge rate, it'll say crit rate. So yeah, you get either or. It basically works, and yeah, we'll have to get testing on that. But that's pretty awesome. We got mini rages potentially. That's what everyone's calling it. So let's see how that goes. Then we have a couple more quality of life changes that we got to talk about here, because there was plenty, which I gotta say a lot of them were very underrated. I think they should be talked about a lot more. And one of them that I can't show you right now because it's not happening, but you're just gonna have to believe me. And if not, you can go check the patches yourself, the patch notes themselves. But for World Event, they have added a autoplay feature, so now you don't have to manually play it, and you just click autoplay, and it'll get you the points you need, get all the rewards you need, so that you can go use it on this agent bonus, and you can keep leveling up. Which for me, guys, is huge because there are a lot of players, like in my alliance, that I have a way more stacked account, but because I don't play World Event, they're a higher level than me, and because of that, I'm lower down the food chain. I mean, you see that I'm the fifth level wise in my alliance, when really I have a top two probably account here. But the reason is because I don't play World Event. But now with autoplay, that makes it so much easier. I can just go let it sit and autoplay while I go do other stuff, and I don't have to worry about it. It's still a fun game mode every once in a while, but I just got really bored of it and stopped playing it. Hence, agent level 170. But yeah, we should see that skyrocket now with the autoplay feature. This should have been added a long time ago, but I'm thankful for it regardless. And overall, I mean, it's a great change, guys. I mean, who wouldn't want that to be added? All right, so in the very last quality of life change that I want to talk about is huge for new players. So yeah, a lot of new player stuff here with these quality of life changes. But basically, I can't showcase this on this account, but I can showcase it to you on my second account, and we will in a separate video. Like I said, lots of videos coming out of this update, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when those come out, because we're gonna have tons of videos for you guys all over the place. But anyways, they have made the requirements to unlocking World Boss Legend a little different. So the challenges they have to do to unlock Null are the same. You have to play every single ultimate 5 times. But what they changed is unlocking Apocalypse and Scarlet Witch. So before you had to do like 70 stages of Cable with Quicksilver to unlock Scarlet Witch. They have now changed that and I believe reduced it to around like 20 or something like that. I know they reduced it a lot. But the main one that I saw was that instead of getting the characters all the way up to 6-star, you have to only get them now to 3 stars. So, for example, to unlock Apocalypse, which is the very last ultimate that you have to unlock, instead of getting 6-star Scarlet Witch, you only need 3-star Scarlet Witch. So then you can go ahead and get that challenge done, which is perfect for me because that was the last challenge that I needed. I needed to do 2 more GBRs, and then I needed to get Scarlet Witch to 6-star. And my problem was that I was run out of gold because I was trying to tier 3 characters left and right. And so because of that, when it came to upgrading to 6-star, I ran out of gold, and I didn't have enough, so I was waiting for a while. But then this patch dropped, and now we get to finally unlock it. So you'll have that video coming out very soon as well. But that's pretty much the whole update, guys. Lots of quality of life changes, lots of new characters. Well, 3 new characters, uniform wise, and like I said, tons of videos. We'll have a video on not GBR, ABX Green Goblin, War Boss Legend Doctor Octopus at level 70. We'll show off those builds and the rotations in those videos as well. A bunch of shorts coming with rotations, evolution, all that stuff. And then we also have ourselves quality of life videos, at least 2 of those as well. So yeah, stay tuned, guys. Lots to come. Lots more to talk about. That was just a quick recap, but there's by far more stuff to talk about as we dive deeper into all this stuff. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, guys. And we'll see you all in the next one. Take care.